Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Moin. Hello! Hello everybody. I hope my mic is loud enough. As you might have noticed, Jerry hasn't been on the weekend, so I'm guessing he's busy with something. Welcome, Redverse, Jill, Deep, up, Crispin, and Dutch. Hello, hazy boy. Crispin, why did you have a cry? Tell us now. And while you do that, I'm trying to figure out how to get my remote working. I hope this is it. This looks great. You missed Ben? Huh. Yeah, Ben, Jerry has been in Discord, but only occasionally, unless he's more active in the House of Water. Could be. I've only seen him occasionally, and he's always on the phone. Yes, maybe don't do that. Don't listen to Willie Nelson. I forgot to make lights. Hello, Leathergram. Huzza for hobby time. Yes. Shall we self-plug? Wonky Goblin, hello. Wonky, I did see you going live on Twitch multiple times over the last week. Sadly, that's always while I'm still at work, so I can't be joining in. Apologies. If any of you want to look at Wonky Goblin doing little goblins in 3D, subscribe to his channels. Orinoco, hello. Maybe Jerry is constipated. No, I don't think so. Maybe the football thingamajig, because I heard something about Germany beating Ireland 0-1, so could be. Nomad, good evening. Now, I'm going to try to switch to my desk cam. Fingers crossed. Yeah, Demon Sub, I'm pretty sure that's what this is all about, and I'm not mentioning it on purpose. Thanks for the subscription, Lazagram. Hobby desk incoming? Ha! It works. But now we need more light. Let there be set light. I hope this is working. Yes, it is. I need to move the camera a wee bit. Now comes the tricky part. Because I got the paint station set up. This is going to be very interesting. How far back can I go to make things more visible? That's good enough. So, last week, multiple things, Jill. Last week we did things on the haunted house, as you might remember. And this is how it's looking now. I did the blue shingles. Would you look at that? Isn't that lovely? Again, Jill, thanks for the doing darker stonework. I'm still very much impressed about this €5 MDF kit. Yeah, I think the blue works well. And I made some gravestones with a little face on it. And a little evil sign. And some scribblings. And I'm pretty sure some of you remember what that is. Wookiee 4 colors on the troopers. Could be. What is craft foam? The shingles? No, that's painted cardboard stock. It's a protection sign. Indeed it is. So, where do I start? First, my intention is to use these as gravy stones as decoration, as seen here, and I want to apply these with PVA glue and snow flock. Oh, gravestone! Those are actually. Hold on. This is what remains when you build the mansion. This is the inserts of the windows. So this is also MDF laser cut. Just with a coat of grey paint, nothing more. They look so much like gravestones when they came out of the frame. I just couldn't resist. Also, there will be a little Skellybob coming out of the ground. He will live in front of the house. And you know what that is? That is a Warlord of Erewhon Skellybob. So, these just need a black base. These and the rest of the Legion troopers that are on the So, where do I start? I think we need to start by mixing PVA and snowflock. Where did I put it? I put it here. So, first of all, the ankle joints aren't that fiddly, Wonky Goblin. We need a mixing container. No, it's not. The Paint Cop Spooky entry is something different. I can try show you in a second. But only if you promise not to tell anybody on the forums. Hello, Zorg. Welcome. Where did I put it? So, I'm going to show you the top side, and you can guess. Any guesses on what that is? Oh, Jill, yes, I remember. You've been sneaking around the Fediverse. Welcome. It's a Skellybob Golem. Or Cirque du Soleil of the Undead. Depends on how you look at it. I'm pretty sure when I can make take some pictures, it'll be more. It'll explain more what it is. Now, some pre-used snowflock. I have no clue how the rate is going to be. I can use a little bit more. So this is the remains of the snowflock I used on my Frostgrave houses. Well, that might have been a wee bit too much. Now it's a very hard paste. Anybody else did snowflocking this way before in the audience? I'm pretty sure somebody did. It was enjoyable. Weren't it for my dreaded roll of a dice luck? I mean, come on. The target number to hit on a d20 for me was 6 to cast a spell, and I hit a 1. It's just, and this is how the whole game went the whole time. So let's see if this works. I have no clue. I've never done this before. Yeah. Well, at least I gained experience points from that failure. Because we now remembered on how to do it. I think I need another spatula. I'm not sure if this is going to work. Feels a bit odd. Now, to use a squeech. And let this sit to dry. The luck of Jerry. Yeah, it seems a bit like... maybe I had too much time with Jerry so that there's actually something rubbing off. A bit more. I've seen other people do this. Why doesn't it work for me? So I hope you lot are also doing a wee bit of hobby. Unless you're really not wanting to. I'm not telling anybody to do what they don't want to do. Yeah, it looks like it demands a lot of text moisture. I'm hoping the glue will settle nonetheless. If push comes to shove, I'm going to re-glue everything of the snow with some what do you call it? CA glue, super glue. And it doesn't help that it's hard to get into these recesses. So I'm wetting the spatula to add a wee bit of moisture and maybe get this to adhere a bit better. Playing with Milliput. Are you working on your next big project then? Or is it just having fun with Milliput? So now, since this is a very pasty substance, which I wanted to cover up the cracks. Doesn't want to stick. Bloody dear. No falling down here. Evening, Dan Lee. Lazagram is painting potholders. Oh, and Jill is getting into turnip 28. Any special root vegetables you're looking forward to do? Or just random greens? Speaking of greens, how would we make Justin play turnip 28? Kill all the greens. Crispin is playing MacLeod. No, I'm afraid I'm not playing MacLeod. I barely find time to really enjoy a video game of any description. That being said, I do currently enjoy my occasional sitting for Fallout Shelter, the pseudo mobile game. It's highly addictive. Random with spider. Yes, Wonky Goblin, you made your friends' goblins into the news feed. And to be brutally honest, if you hadn't put it in the news feed, I would have just suggested just making a thread on the forum. For a mixture of glue and snow paste, this is really sticking more to the metal than to the wood, which is a wee bit odd. Yeah, they are indeed lovely. Very much retro styly. I'm just using this snow paste now to cover some unwanted details. And I'm just realizing I'm doing this more or less off camera. Apologies. Trying to do the next one a wee bit more in shot. So there, as you can see, these posts have very ugly squares on top, so these are getting a little bit of snow on top, like it had been snowing and thawing for a few days. Getting them cast in metal. That's an idea. You managed to hang it what? Squiff? What is that? Is it the same thing as on a weird angle? Not straight. So it is a weird angle. I'm really interested in how this is going to to dry, what it will look like. Your guess is as good as mine. A bit of Britishism. You can't have a squinty Scottish, that'll never do. You lords, hand me a dictionary. But I'm being rude. I think that is sufficient. At least I hope that it is. Not sure how long this will take to dry. I think it's okay. Not sure how to use the wash I had planned on using later, but too late now. I committed. Maybe I won't be using wash and just leave it as is. So, speaking of washes, thank you, Leathergram. I find it's a nice little set for the amount of money I paid. It's, yep, it's an easy enough upgrade. Though it helped that my daughter had this scissors making the weird shingle-shaped cuts from, what's it called again? From cardstock. Also, I need something to drink. Today, orange lemonade. Now, the most easiest way to paint a scallywop. Start by priming skeleton. No, is it? Is this all out of focus? I think this is all out of focus. Can I... this is better, I think. Yeah, way better. Shouldn't that be jade? No. No, Dave, no. Naughty Dave. So, some of the good old Agras Earthshade. Demon Sub's favorite aid is cherry. Now we need a brush. Which one do we take? We take this one. Doesn't need to have a fine tip. that was the point. I'd like to have a little sign that says, "Who the fuck is responsible for putting all this shit in my front yard? Trespassers will be prosecuted," or something. He also will be covered in snow. So, painting shades on his base is basically useless, but just for completeness sake, giving a homogeneous look. And when he's dry, he's getting a little dry brush again with a lighter color, potentially mummy robes. And I think then he can go on to the mansion. I just love how instantly this goes from Yeah, it's a bone-colored plastic miniature too. Oh, that looks really nice. Wash really is talent in the bottle. Ewok Kebab, hello. You're bombing tonight. I told you I wasn't well. Yeah. Now, for a bit of boring paint, because I just need my bases to get black. Like the skelly bottom Hellboy. Whiskey is talent in the bottle, but don't tell Jerry that. So, anybody had heard any interesting news over the last few days? I haven't. There's somebody suing somebody else again. People complaining about copyright issues. Oops. Sorry. Kickstarter's launching left, right, and center. Oh, speaking of Kickstarters, Caesar Inc. has just launched the second edition, or is it not second edition, but the second adventure for Doomsong. You might want to go and give that a go, or a look-see. And what was the other thing that launched today? That was something that, oh yes, Westphalia. I think they did some sculpts for Trench Crusade? Question mark. I think the Kickstarter was called 1915 or 1914. You might have to look that up. Westphalia. I'm not even sure it's a Kickstarter. Could also be a game found. Wonky, your goblins are a work of your own. This very clearly a work of your own. So I wouldn't be worried at your part. As I've said in the forums, uh, the not Gazgul Thraka was just really, really too close to the sun. They might have not even started the case just for the other miniatures. Games Workshop came up with the idea of them being fungi. Could be. But then again, I don't think that's a... It's like a game mechanic. I don't think that's anything you could put a copyright of some description on. But this is your decision to make. It's not my money that's being eaten alive should the Great Guru decide to come after you and your monies. It's the 2000s all over again, where every fan page for Warhammer, Blood Bowl, or anything else had a large footer note saying, yeah, this is all copyrighted by Games Workshop. This is just a fan site. Nothing is made for commercial use. Blah, 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 blah. And where did it get them? I mean, it's one thing when they go after blatant rip-offs or something that is highly questionable. But I feel they always go 2 steps beyond what would have been necessary just in the sense of IP protection. But then again, I am no lawyer, nor do I have any experience in the field of right holding rights and copyright and stuff. Yeah, Jill, it's probably that. And to be fair, there have been 3D artists in the past where I really went to, why isn't anybody suing them? And it not just Games Workshop. There's Star Wars Legion gets its own fair share of weird 3D printed miniatures. And I'm not talking about the funny bits like Admiral Grand Moff Tarkin with slippers and coffee mug. I don't think that the fungi argument works, but you can try. Yeah, but that's the interesting part. As long as the people don't sell stuff, yeah. Selling is usually the part where companies get annoyed. Because if you give your stuff away for free, you can always argue, yeah, but people wouldn't have bought your stuff anyhow, so you're not losing sales. It's a fine line. It was so much easier when it was just recasting. Recasting was clearly ripping off somebody's work. But in today's world, all you need is a 3D scanner, some models, and away you go! I mean, I do remember recasts seen on various platforms, and they looked terrible. But then again, if I just want let's say, a Space Marine Rhino as a damaged derelict for terrain, why would I buy an expensive model kit if I can just get a hunk of plastic from wherever? Yeah, it's a loophole, I think. Using Patreon and things like that. What are they called on my mini factory again? Tribes? But that's nothing a good lawyer wouldn't be able to tear apart in court if push comes to shove. And no, these snowtrooper bases will not be getting any snow. Reason being, all my Star Wars Legion miniatures have just plain black bases. Yeah, when stuff lands somewhere where the original creator has no control over it. I think that this is the main reason why Games Workshop hasn't embraced 3D printing yet. They need to make sure that you can't redistribute the files. And if they really wanted, they would have a format that would also be, yeah, you can print this 10 times and then the file is a dud. But until those techniques are available to the broad masses, Games Workshop will still make money hand over fist with plastic injection moldings. Yep, they are doing exactly that, Crispin, and he has set up some kind of fundraiser, if I remember correctly, to help with legal fees. I haven't looked into that case deeper because, yeah, well, I got better things to do. It's Games Workshop, so I'm not really caring about it. That's the thing, if you are making money, even if it's with your own design, but you're leaning on the intellectual property of somebody else, yeah, that's always a risk. I mean, I could start making a comic using Steamboat Willie, but I think it wouldn't take too long of a time when and Disney again comes and grabs me by my ankles. PR at Games Workshop must need a week off. I don't think they need a week off. I think they knew what they sign up for. I'm guessing that's one of these companies where you must be aware what you're getting yourself into. And speaking of that, our local Warhammer store has been switching staff, or that staff is a wee bit too much of a word. Store managers like I switch my pants. And just today I've seen a photo of the Warhammer store in Bremen, who had their, I think, 25th anniversary, and it's still the same manager. So either he's a die-hard Games Workshop fan, admittedly he looks like a dwarf, long beard and all, or he really doesn't want to do anything else. I've known several people working for Games Workshop, and none of them ever were tempted to do that job for a longer period of time. I'm not sure that really works. Yeah, if you get to a certain level, but he's been, as far as I can tell, been the store manager for ages now. So I don't think that's something you can call a career ladder or anything. And I might be completely wrong. All I can talk about is what people told me, and those talks had been 10, 15 years ago, if not longer. So there's the potential that the work environment has changed, which would be good. Yeah, that's right, Jill. You're absolutely correct on that. Not everybody needs a career ladder. Or wants one. As long as the income is sufficient and you enjoy your work, I'm not going to yuck anybody's yum. And don't ask me where I picked that phrase up. I wouldn't know. He refuses to admit he's glued himself to the till. But since he was on the picture standing in the middle of the room, I think we can safely say that's not the case. Where did my music go? It turned off again. Why? Go again. Give me music. Oh, and I've just seen that Mel has been putting up a new video today. I missed it just before stream. So if you have enough of me rambling or just want to see what good old Mel is doing, give him a visit. I think he appreciates the views and the clicks. He seems to be in a better place than the last attempts he made to come back. But then again, I've said that way too many times before. I really hope he's getting his stuff together. Getting back on track. Oh, I wouldn't call it a lot, but he has been consistent. Which is important. More important than making big, chunking, humongous videos. Steady does the trick, I think, for rebuilding trust in his abilities to deliver content, and people then, in turn, supporting him via Patreon. And in case anybody's interested, I'm just listening to Type O Negative. Yep, 4 videos in 3 weeks. I think one of those videos was not planned. You just went into the studio and turned on the camera, if I remember correctly. Oh, you met Bell Nomad. That's nice. I did see that the video released today was about Partisan, I think. So depending on how long I'm willing to stroke me brush in front of the camera, I might give that one a look-see after this, or if not, then tomorrow when I'm in the office. And yes, I do allow myself some screen video time when I'm working. Aren't you? That's perfectly fine. There's so many creators out there, we can't be possibly enjoying all of them. The weird thing is, some creators work in different scenarios. So some people I can really enjoy listening to while they're doing a semi-podcast, but the second they do hobby videos, like painting tutorials or solo videos on certain topics, I just go, meh. Sometimes it's the chemistry between people on screen that makes things work. And because of that, I'm very disappointed that the painting phase has more or less stopped doing anything. I really liked how they worked together, but yeah. Shouldn't have been, or whatever. Oh, my brain. Could have been, wasn't meant to be. That's the term I was looking for. No, not done as such. The Discord is still up, the Patreon is still up, but they've reduced the Patreon tiers to a minimum. They said they have some videos that were already done that need to be released in the near future, but yeah, it didn't work the way they'd like to have it work, and they finally pulled the plug, so to speak. So they're not actively recording currently, as far as I know. And if I remember correctly, they also did get rid of the studio for cost saving reasons. Which is a shame. But then again, yeah. Too many creators wanting our time and attention. And a day only has 24 hours. At least mine. Trying to catch up on chat. Since his book, he's been stable. Not stable. Yeah, I feel he's. You can hear when he's struggling. It's not just loss for words, but yeah, starting and repeating. It's one thing to do that on a live stream like I do, because I can't edit this on the fly. I'd be making a ton of money if I could paint and edit my videos simultaneously. But recorded videos should meet a certain standard. And I'm pretty much aware that my recorded videos, not the recordings of the live streams, in part do not meet these standards. But then again, I'm not making my living out of this. This is just a hobby. That being said, I'd really like to meet him one day and just have a nice beer with him and a chat or a coffee, depending on what time it is and where I'm still going. There was something else on my brain just now that completely went past. What was it? Oh yes, Spiel Essen is just around the corner. Sadly, I won't be making it this year again. It's just too much planning already done with different activities around the week. So I'll be watching news. I'll be interested to see who's going to be this year's Golden Demon. If I remember correctly, they do that at Spiel again. A wonky goblin, and if you could imagine, you wouldn't want to. I'm always scared to look at the young blood categories, seeing people at third of my age painting like gods. It just gives me the urge to hit something. Good evening, Todders. Welcome to the We Watch Paint Dry stream. I think I need more black. No, the reason why they kick ass on online games is because they've got better reflexes. But yeah, they have time. They have better eyes. And I'm pretty sure their hand-eye coordination is much quicker to adapt to certain things than ours is. Speaking of the shakes, have anybody of you seen Warren's remark a few days ago about having trouble coming back in front of the camera? Did I understand that correctly, that he is nervous because he's not able to be painting currently? I mean, come on, big man. It's a hobby. Even if you don't paint, you could still talk shite in front of camera. I mean, he had shaking hand problems for years. I remember I think it was in the early pandemic, a video he did where he tried to find poses and using rubber bands, if I can remember correctly, to get his hands to stop from shaking. I thought it had been on Discord, but then again, I might be incorrect. Though I'm pretty sure it was on Discord. I was thinking about asking him if he wanted to do a Do We Really Want to Know video like I did with John way back when. Since Ben is not returning my calls, Ben. If it was in the House of Water, I wouldn't have seen it. I'm pretty sure it was in the main channel then. Imagine Warren talking about anything but miniatures. I can't really start to imagine where these discussions could lead. um, Justin has shown, I think, not too long ago, something on the longs of a zombie game he's playing with his best other half, significant other, if I remember correctly. But yeah, you're right. He hasn't been showing off stuff for the longest time. Conquest. Has Ben blocked everyone who's either on this channel or watches this channel? Uh, I don't know. I sure hope that not. Probably, what I like to imagine is that he's way too polite to say no, thank you, I don't want. Or maybe my mail got trapped in a spam folder. I don't know. And by now, this is more than a year past, so I'm not going to be digging any further on that front. And let's face it, to me, these people are just faces on the internet. I can't really tell what's what. It's a filtered impression of a human being. Usually my gut feelings are correct, so when I think somebody is a nice person, they usually are. But that doesn't mean that I can't be wrong. Wonky Goblin just went into Discord to look for the section where Warren has said anything about his struggles. Thanks for that determination. I'm not sure my Discord history reaches as far back. I do seem to remember your joke. Was it something about wanking or shaking pains? One of those. One of those two. Let's say it was about shaking pains. Okay, yeah, I didn't see that one. And for obvious reasons, I'm not going to repeat that. We don't want to upset the German audience. So, German audience, if there's any today, and you're not live, but later on YouTube, and you're wondering what's he talking about, you should have been on the live stream. Solo butt stuff. I don't think he needs shaky hands for that, but more sturdy hands and a lot of lube. Oh, that's okay, Wonky. In times like these, dark humor is what gets us through most of the dire things. I mean, I've had my share of very poor puns and jokes. Not necessarily live and on stream or on video, but yeah, I had eyes roll in my direction for reasons. Oh, Jill, from the top of my head, I could give you one example where it went completely off-road and it went into a dark place merely because of mixing up names and referring them to horrible acts. So, yeah. That's been ages ago, but yeah, I don't need that drama again. Oh, I believe that you've gotten in trouble for things you said, Crispin. If you're only half as, what's the word, loudmouthed in real life as you are everywhere else, yeah, I can see getting you in trouble. But then again, we've got billions of people on this planet. We can't be friends and friendly to each and every one. It's just not possible. Not to say it's impossible. At least in my book. Your opinion may vary. Charming in as I'd like to hit you with a rock. I mean, in all seriousness, usually I try not to be rude to people I don't know, because you never know where they come from, what mental situation they might be in right now. But occasionally something gets the better of me, and then I just do a very bad joke in front of people who might not enjoy it as much. Happens. Can't be helped. Usually I try to make amends for it. Unless those people turn out to be assholes, then they can, as Jerry puts it, go and play in traffic. "20 years customer support? No wonder you have a, how did you put it a few minutes ago? A wee bit of a knackered brain?" Can I find this quickly again. Slightly broken brain. Yeah, I guess that's what you get for being in customer service 20 plus years. Jesus Christ. I don't think I would survive that long on customer service. May I ask on what kind of company that was? In what field? Did you give technical support or just clearing returns and shipments? Redverse, when your wife is your sensor, you you could bring her along to the stream to see if there's any kicking to be had here. Show her what weird people you're hanging out with. Started in tourism and now in public libraries. I'm just guessing here, but I think public libraries are probably not as bad as tourism. Hey, she hates the hobby. Does she really hate it, or is he just not interested? Or does she hate you spending all the monies? Done. All of the above. Okay. It's getting warm in here. Different. Tourists are idiots, but a lot of people are dealing with now severe problems. Yeah, I get that. Now, is Mr. Skellybob dry enough to do a wee bit of dry brushing? I'd say he is. Where's my off-white? And yesterday I did a wee bit of dry brushing on the Imperial droids, where I just did the basing. And god am I shit at dry brushing. I'm so bad at dry brushing, it's not even funny. A wee bit damp, a wee bit paint, rub it off again. Yeah, and now you all get to watch. Somehow that sounds dirty. Why does that sound dirty? Because you're all dirty bastards. Looks like I've made not too much of a mess. Where is it? Spooky. Autofocus is not good on close. Good enough, I say. Snow hasn't settled. If I'm lucky. If I should be so lucky. Lucky. There would still be some snow paste left, so I could now attach Mr. Skelly Bob to his new home. But first, glue. Where glue? There glue. Yeah, it's not as bad. Now, where's the rest of my snow paste? Are you still wet? Oh, you're still wet. That's good. Now to spatula in place. I seem not to get in behind him. Yes, Jill. Snow paste. Now, we're still in the 2-digit range of temperatures. I'd be highly surprised if we get any snow before Christmas. It's just way too warm. I'm still riding to work wearing nothing but and not wearing a jacket, let's put it that way. That's the base covered up. That went better than expected. Now, do we want to give him a little drop of snow on his head, making him a silly Skelly Bob? I know that somebody of you would pull the nudist card. The odd thing is, and this might be what's really hard to understand. If you were to be riding around town naked or sky-clad, yep, silly snowhead for the win. If you were to do that, you won't be stopped by police. The trouble starts the second somebody takes offense with that. or you're getting too close to elementary schools or kindergartens. But just the fact that you're naked is usually not seen as an offensive crime. So there's that. Mind you, I've never tried that. I really don't like to be naked in public. I try to avoid that. Clean the spatula. Oh, good enough. So, what have we done so far? We've plastered some snow over my little haunted mansion. We've painted bases. What do you say? Give that away. If we paint some more minis. Like these. These are 2 miniatures I need for Frostgrave because my warband is growing. Not sure what color I'm going to use, but my color palette is limited anyhow, so I'm going to wing it. Starting with dark... No, should I start with leather? No, I'm starting with faces. Skin tone. Yes and yes. I need one extra because one of my two-handed weapon type doodlios was gravely wounded, and I only had so many miniatures that would be seen as thieves pre-painted. So thief, because he only has got a kniff, and this is an armed person with a sword of sorts. What's this again? YouTube telling me again, are you still awake? Yes, you motherfucker. I haven't tried Guards of Traitors so wonky. There's just so much stuff out there. I barely can keep up with things I already own, so I'm not going to invest in yet another game system. I wonder why this is so uncomfortable. I'm not using my magnifiers. Oh, that's better. So just in case you're an old bard like me, get yourself something to magnify vision. It really does help. You won't play with unpainted miniatures, not even solo. That either puts you on a very high stress level to get things painted, or very frustrated because you're not getting in much game. I mean, I get why you do it. Or don't. Playing with beautiful miniatures is, after all, one of the nice effects the hobby has. I think I haven't shaken this color enough. It's a wee bit watery. Well, can't be out. So he's going to have a little bit lighter skin then. But you know what's the worst part overall? Having a game with painted miniatures and not playing it. This does go for me with Bot War and Fallout Wasteland Warfare at the moment. Which is a crying shame. Yeah. Small army, small faction games do really work, but oh fucking hell, I know what I did wrong. Somebody could have stopped me. I think I've used hard leather for the faces instead of skin tone. No, it didn't. Oh, thank the gods. Yeah, I think it's just because the hard leather bottle just stood next to it and it looked a wee bit, oh, brownish. That never happened before. How do I... What? Huh? How? Sometimes this is all very weird. So, brown leather will be his boots and his weird strap-on the legs. Not strap-on, things that go around his legs. What do you call them? I don't know. Yeah, that's usually my approach for any game I'd like to play with other people, which I don't know if they want to invest money, so I get something that works for two people. That's one of the reasons why I love the Star Wars Legion starter set so much, because it's enough in there to do a teaser appetizer game. That's madness, going from 28 mil and then redoing all your building in 50 mil. But it's my brain that usually tells me you can't use different miniatures for a game that has a set of miniatures. So, like you did there with 28 and 50 mil, I think that would have just broken my brain. It's like the discussion I had with Jerry years ago about oh, what was that space game called again? Yes, in that regard, I do feel sympathy for Ben. Billion Suns, Redverse, thank you. Yeah, that's the one. I know I could use an X-Wing from X-Wing, the miniatures game, as a capital ship because it's a proxy. But at the same time, my brain screams, that's a tiny fighter, you moron. Don't use it as a capital ship. I just can't make the disconnect. It doesn't work. Absolutely not. Well, that's true. Historical miniatures do have the tendency of being, yeah, it's the whatever 33rd Panzer Division or something that's always be more or less the same. Million scales, a million suns, the game of many scales. Yeah, it's not just sci-fi mini, it's fantasy using the wrong minis, but it's an established IP. This is what these things have to look like, and any deviation just feels wrong. But then again, who am I to tell anybody not to do things like they want to? So by sheer coincidence, the upper half of the body of these two is almost identical. What color shall we give these? I think I need to have some color reference of my crew. So this is my other thief. And this is one of my armed men. Switch places, please. So yellow and red and blue. Easy enough. Hello, my yellow, where are you? Wonky Goblins has played plenty war games with little wooden blocks. I mean, if anybody has played Risk of an older edition, wooden blocks are little weird plastic shapes. Oh look, there's the metal ball. Also, I must forget these other miniatures have been painted in such a quick and dirty fashion. I shouldn't really be bothering about with details too much. Otherwise, these will stand out like a sore thumb. Yeah, see that's where my enjoyment usually ends, when games tend to go on for too long. I'm a friend of getting things done in one evening. Good night, Dutch. See you next week or tomorrow in chat. I can't tell you, Jill, if Hobby Hangout, Hobby Hub Night is still going strong. I haven't managed to jump in for the last weeks simply because of time reasons. I'm hoping people are still enjoying them, but I couldn't tell you. Blue! I wish they were, and I wish that people would flock to it. But somehow I feel currently the hobby is, what do you call it? Stretched far in between. People are everywhere. Also, I feel if you need constant reminder of something happening, somebody's always pushing, then it's not organic. And things that don't work organically are set up to fail in the long run if they don't gain traction. If you know what I mean, or what I'm trying to say. It's like when I was 25, 30 years old. There was no need to ask anybody, are you at the club tonight? You just were. being at the club was more or less what you did on a Friday evening. And I feel that's somehow lost, and people need to make appointments via text to call each other, which is odd. A music club to go to drink and dance, or not go. So not gaming club, but what you might call a disco. Wonky, I'm not sure where you got that impression from that Jill is American. Come on, you're not that old now, Jill. English, British, Scottish, Irish. It's a interesting mix up there. It starts to look like a smut. I'm okay with that. He just needs to be finished by Thursday. We're all the same mix of nice people and ourselves. Truer words have seldomly be spoken on this channel, Wonky. There's a little git in all of us. Otherwise, how would we know if somebody else was a git? I hope you lot are doing hobby progress, or making hobby progress, should I rather say. I sure am. Much more than any time in the last few months. When for some reason my mojo completely went out the window. Yay! Why is it called Hobby Mojo anyway? Can anybody explain that to me? Sounds like mayonnaise. Wonky, haven't you seen her project on her giant Tiffany Aking? You really should go and look at that. It's hilarious. Mojo is just a pleasing word. That would be a very interesting, although boring explanation. But I like your ASCII art you put in there. Speaking of, I need a sip. Yeah, shrugging is a completely underrated use of body movement, I feel. Oh, I love it when, coming back to Pratchett in this world, when Death is doing his shoulder shrug. 'Painting 2 miniatures with speed paints, 1 drop at a time. These are going to look a bit like a clown circus, but I don't care. It will just make playing games much more fun. And that's what's all that counts in my book. Where's the point in playing games if you can't enjoy them? I mean, let's face it, my friend is now 3 levels above me because of my gobshite dice betraying me in every game. And we're using the same dice pool, and we are selecting dice at random every week when we play, and every time my dice go, oh, fuck you. My dice hate me. Maybe I should try using a dice app next time. Just to see if that works better for me. Flying raisins. No, just random selected colors. Oh, I see I missed something on the code. Dang it. That's what you're getting for painting and talking at the same time. Now a wee bit more color for the rest. I should. You can tell I haven't been using my paints very often. It takes a fucking amount of effort to get both metal bolts inside speed paint going again. Just yesterday when I used one of my older paints, I actually had to unplug the nozzle, put water in it, and stir it with a coffee stirrer to get the paint going again. So much for hobby consistency on my part. But who am I complaining to? I'm pretty sure most of you have similar experiences to some extent on this. Excuse me. Black Vem races. Just like Justin has. I don't think he did. I'm pretty sure if he had, people would have noticed. Maybe they even didn't let him go near the Vikings. Maybe they have got some kind of, no, we don't want that weird among our ranks. Relentless mockery. I mean, there's nothing wrong in wanting to wear such things. Oh, fine and good. No, that's all we can do with. Was it this year he crashed the server? I think that's the year before. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't him. Even though they said so on the stream, I was under the impression that Lloyd was trying to play some kind of farming simulator. But then again, I might be wrong. So now some finishing touches. The bolt gun metal. Yeah, finding stuff there can be tricky. But I think the hatred for most people for the project system doesn't come from finding, but from using the project system as is intended. There's just some hard limitation that really take the fun out of it. Never try uploading more than 4 pictures at once. Or having very large file sizes. Yeah, it's not only you, Jill. It is annoying when you are doing a lot of work with text and pictures and you hit publish and nothing happens. Especially if you're getting caught unaware of limitations like file size, amount of pictures to be uploaded simultaneously. Yeah, it's slow to do. I've started to just write text, send that off so that the article or the project is pushed, and then one by one add pictures. It's a slower process, but usually it's working. But then again, I can't be asked doing all that work all the time. Plus, what I find annoying is the pictures I take with my phone are such large in file size that it really needs some reduction. And that's extra work that's also very annoying. And just like that, these are done too. Now, if I could remember how I did the snow effect on those. Wonky Goblin, word of advice, if I may, if you're planning to really go commercial with your product in any stretch of the imagination, might I suggest you get yourself your own blog, site, homepage, whatever, and if you have just put everything you put on Beast of War / OTT. Also do that on your own blog. If only, Jill. If only. Yeah, it was. That's. I mean, on the one hand, you're not wrong. On the other hand, it's their fucking job. It's not. I'm pretty sure painting those army was somehow part of the promotion deal. Because let's not forget, they sell ad space. They are, after all, a company. Or at least were at the time. Now they might be just a media outlet for Wayland. Yeah, but you see, Jerry is a very kind person, so he took the opportunity to promote your stuff, even though they were gifted to him personally. Why do I keep putting stuff on top of my workplace? I found my little spoon I was talking about last time. Somehow I did it differently the last time. Not sure how. My cocaine spoon. Shh, don't tell anybody. More glue needed. Somebody remind me putting the cap back on my PVA. But you know what? I'm just going to do that now. Hobbies that have a special spoon: drugs and wargaming. And cooking. Oh god, my nose is itching. Ah, excuse me. Now to put away my special spoon before it gets lost. Oh, that's nice, Wonky. I hope you're not paying too much for somebody to paint your promotional minis. But then again, at the same time, I hope you're paying fair prices. Now, before this becomes a total mess, close it up. Yep, tight. So let's see, what have we done? We have painted a fuck ton of minis. Way more than I thought I'd be painting in the last few days. Oh, they paint commissions on stream. Oh, that's nice. Be sure if they paint your miniatures on stream to give us all a link to said painter, so that we might join his stream and annoy him and tell him to do it differently and use the other green. No, but in all seriousness, let me know if you, or when you do know if they do that. So I'm going to clean up my space a wee bit and put more paints back where they belong. If I can remember where I got them from in the first place. This is how it starts. You forget to put where to put your miniature paints. You belong here. You live in that corner. You need to be cleaned, Mr. Brush. Tell them you're colorblind at the last minute. Are these red? I can't tell. I'm colorblind. You're a naughty person. Oh, just in case anybody's wondering, that's my wizard for Frostgrave. He's got this scroll of squirrel. Now to put these back where they belong. That's why his orcs are red. Well, to every solution there's a problem, or how did that saying go? You go live there. You need to be cleaned a wee bit. Oh, I get that, Wonky. I absolutely get that. And I would really, really, with full conscience, recommend you get yourselves a set of Frostgrave miniatures. They are just so lovely and fun to build. It's a kit basher's dream. Where did that go? You are living there. You are living there. And you go here. Different tools for different fools. Go there. You go in the bin. You go back into my tool shed. Toolbox, not shed. Why did I say shed? I don't know. You lot go back there. We need to cover up our wet palette. Otherwise it goes dry very quickly. There's the cover for that. Now, so we managed to get here. Make this all look very nice, I feel. Oh, they are fun to paint. There's enough detail to, if you want to go full ham with fine paints, but at the same time, you can just whack speed paints on them. Just works great. Now, this can go to the side. Oh, the snow is... Yeah, it's almost hardened. See, there's our little spooky boy. The gluing capacity of the snow leaves to be desired. I think that needs some additional gluing. I'm going to take some pictures of these. Maybe in a few minutes, maybe tomorrow, I don't know. What I do know is we have passed our tightly scripted 30 minutes and I need to go to work tomorrow again. So, 3, 2, dead grass. No, I don't think that would work on this set especially. It's a basic set, let's put it that way. So, I'm not wanting to do any tufts on those. I think that this is good as it is. Zork has seen purple ox. Yeah, you've got X-ray vision. Thanks everybody for being here and enjoy your hobby. I'm hoping to see you all again next week and have yourselves a great day and I say good night and good game. Where's the button? Somebody stole my button. Good night.